Sorry, no lo siento. Sorry, no lo siento. No lo siento. No lo siento. Sorry, no lo siento. No lo siento. No lo siento. Sorry, no lo siento.
Okay. We gonna have to rock out with our beeps out.
Beep. Okay.
Can't wait till we give him Sorry No Lo Siento X-rated.
Sorry, no lo siento. After dark.
Do you mind?
I don't mind. Oh, what you got? ¿Qué tienes?
I just want to take time to really appreciate this art right here. Like, hold on. Let me take this to the camera because ain't no way, yo. Actually, nah, I'm just going to zoom in on the, Look at right there. Oh, right there. Boom. Right there. Boom. These are by Vegancita.
Ooh.
Yeah, shout out to Vegancita. But yo, look at s'mores concha, apple pie concha, and cookie stuff concha.
And this is all vegan.
This is vegan, for sure. And which one should I pick? Which one should I try on camera? I already tried them all, but which one should I tell the public?
The apple one?
The apple pie one is pretty crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, you should do it by the microphone for the ASMR.
Apple pie filling, dog? I don't know when it's gonna happen. But Vegancita gonna be a guest on here one day.
Okay.
Shout out to you, Vegancita.
Shout out to you, Vegancita. Thank you for bringing joy into Chris's life.
Yo. My mouth's all dry. But if you about the culture, you know about conchas.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't really know about conchas if you haven't had Vegancita conchas. I'm just saying. Oh, bless you, Vegancita. Melissa, I appreciate you so much. I need you here on the couch. Thank you for doing Overly Blunt back in the day. But Sorry No Lo Siento is so fitting for you. And it'll make sense to get you on here. So, whenever we ready. I was gonna say whenever you ready. Whenever we ready. Okay, good sister, we're here. It's a new week.
We're here, yes.
Una nueva semana, un nuevo día, en el mismo mes.
Yes.
Capítulo, what, 19?
19.
Episode 19. I'm gonna be smacking on my teeth all day, getting all this food off me.
Whoa.
Everything for content, right? But now we're here, man. Yeah, episode 19. Capítulo 19.
Sorry, no lo siento.
Oh, P. Yes, sí, señor.
I like the sounds. Sí, señor.
We need that one. I need that one. I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Okay.
I'm a genius, low key. I was like, how can I still do sounds? Because I was supposed to use them on my laptop, but I got you over there on the laptop, and it's like, ugh. But then I'm like, yo, I wonder if, like, the sounds are already on my old mixer. I'm like, I wonder if I can connect this mixer to that mixer and see if it works, and it worked. So I'm like, okay, cool.
You know better than me.
Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money.
When you got money, then you can fix issues like this.
Oh.
Baby money, though. Don't get it twisted.
Okay, well, let's,
I'm a hundredaire.
Big money.
I'm a hundredaire.
Okay, so I had a dream last night. I'm not going to go into details about the whole dream, but in the dream, the word trillionaire, literally trillionaire, was like spelled out in the dream. Like I remember that word in the dream. And when I woke up, I was like, is trillionaire a real thing?
A trillionaire. A trillionaire. I'm a young SNL less trillionaire, tougher than your mama's hair. Yes, sir. See?
A trilly.
A trilly. Atrili. You know what's funny? My dad, RIP to my dad. I love you, Dad. But yo, it's funny. He thought when he first heard that song, he thought it was saying andale, andale, andale.
Oh man.
That was the funny because he was like me in a lot of I was like him in a lot of ways where we would just remix the song in our own way and whatever words came out with the melody that I just what the lyrics were for that for that time. But I like that andale, andale. That'd be cool. SNLS remix though, huh?
There you
Try
go.
to find someone andale, 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 andale.
Chris Matt is gonna be Chris X Matt in the booth.
Cristobal X Mateo.
Well,
That might be
we're
the
waiting.
DJ name. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm telling you,
Just
man.
even like across all platforms. Like whenever I DJ, it's gonna be Cristobal X Mateo.
And it's like, boom, boom, boom.
I'm gonna be like,
B.O.B.
like that, but then play
Like
music.
that. But play music.
Yeah.
And then you'll have like the shirt that has like your DJ name on it.
DJ Cristobal X Mateo.
On the ones and twos. Fridays and Saturdays. In the mix.
I told myself I wasn't gonna wear a shirt that I already wore on here,
I know. I struggle with that too. I'm like,
but can never go wrong promoting your own stuff, right?
This
Can
is
never
true.
go wrong. So I'm like, 'cause I wasn't gonna wear this, but I'm like, you know what? It's mine. It's conspiracy. It's overly blunt. You gonna throw this 33 shirt on every week now?
okay.
I don't know about every week.
Yeah, that's a bit much.
Okay. Pues muchas gracias a todos, everyone for being here. I really do appreciate. If you're a new time listener,
Welcome.
I just want to say welcome, yeah, for sure. Bienvenidos. Bienvenidos al comedor, a la asada,
A
a la recámara, wherever you're trying to be.
Oh,
We in there, en el carro. That's where you want to have the plática. We can have it anywhere, right?
en la cocina.
En la cocina, cuando están cocinando, cuando están preparando el cafecito, have a little concha, reach out to Vegancita. Her shipping is available as well. You can ship.
What?
She ships all over now. So
Oh.
yeah, you gotta tap in.
I'm gonna tap in. I'm going to tap in.
Hey, they made it all the way to South Carolina because my sister got some and they made it out there. So it works. All right.
I'm gonna get some because I want to try some.
Okay.
I want to try them.
But I want to say thank you to all the first time listeners. If you're new here and you have no idea what sorry no lo siento means, Nicole, let them know.
Sorry, not sorry, is what sorry no lo siento means.
Yeah, sorry, not sorry in Spanish. Well, Spanglish, because we're still saying sorry in English, would be
Right.
sorry, not sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry, no lo siento. So yeah, man, I just feel like we never, like if you're a new time listener, you just found us. It's kind of like we say we're Spanglish based, but then you hear see the clips, and some of them are in Spanish. Recently, like the grandma ones.
Which are with your grandma, yes.
Speaking of my grandma, thank you, Grandma. I didn't give you a proper thanks, but you were great. You were great. The reels were great. The 10 minutes you're on the phone were great. I just appreciate her, and I like how people, the only place I really interact like that with people is at work. So a few people were like, "Yo, Chris, your grandma's lit. She's like the fun one, huh?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's dope. That's dope." People watching and they listening, and
Yeah.
that's cool. It's cool to get her. Cause don't let me make my grandma a pod. Cause she out of here. I think that's what I might do. But I already
might
have the
have
whole
her
concept
own.
down to how I would approach it.
Her whole show.
I told my mom the idea, and she was like, "Yo, that would be a good idea. Like, you know how she is." I'm like, "Exactly. I know how she is. So all I have to say is a name, and she goes off.
Off.
I could say Biden, and she'll be like, "Oh, oh man." Pero yeah.
Pero yeah.
All right. I hate using my phone when it comes to music. I hate it.
Hate is a strong word.
I do because I'm here, I'm scrolling, and then you don't say nothing about saying nothing. So
Well, I'm just watching you scroll as he scrolls.
as you do that, you should be like, all right, let me hop in real quick while Chris is doing that.
While Chris is doing that, if you are a new listener, I am.
Where can they check us out?
You could follow us on Instagram, TikTok at Sorry No Lo Siento. YouTube, we are under the Overly Blunt Network. We're also on Twitter at SNLS Pod. So you can follow us there, like, comment, share, subscribe. We really appreciate that. It helps us out a lot. Give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you're listening to us. Please give us a 5-star review.
Honestly,
help us out.
You're not listening to the pod if you just listen to the reels. That's not listening.
Yeah. You got to listen to the whole.
Listen to the whole audio experience.
Yes.
Yeah. Because the reels ain't even what they are if you listen to the audio. Don't get fooled by the reels either. The reels are fun. I make them what they are, but they don't roll out that way. There's a lot of ums and pauses in between a lot of that. Okay. I think I found our song.
Okay.
Let's turn up.
I'm
ready. Welcome. Bienvenidos. OBOP.
Sorry, no lo siento.
Settle in, acomódense. Agarren su cafecito, sus conchas, su fruta, su agua, lo que sea.
Su té caliente.
Sí, señor.
Oh, wow.
OBOP. Mi amor, devuélveme a mi chica. If you're listening right now on YouTube and you're wondering why we're moving and you don't hear nothing, tap in audio only. Get the full experience. Because on YouTube, we just look dumb doing all this. Doing this, doing that, doing this. Don't even know the melody to what I'm rocking to.
People are just like, what?
You might hear a little muffle in the background because the headphone's in the mic. But you don't know. You can't really tell. You're like, what is it? I promise you.
Why are they voguing? Yeah.
I promise you, you go to Apple Podcasts, and I promise you, it's exactly how it's meant to be listened to. But I don't know nothing. Got the tunes in the OB side. I got the tunes in the SNLS side. They can't see me, Nicole. I do this. What do you say? Super mamón. Devuélveme mi chica.
Chica.
Like, bro, really salty. They took his chick. He's like, bring me back my chick. Hey, if someone took my chick, you can have her. I don't even want that bag.
Ouch.
Once they dip in that, you can stay in that. Outros. All right. Let's keep going. Let's keep the vibes going. You remember this?
Oh.
I'm telling you, they can't see me.
Oh, man. Are you making a playlist?
OBOP. All these songs are on a playlist. One day, I'm going to drop them all on them.
Drop them.
It's a pretty hefty playlist.
Ooh. We need to have like a live event where then people can dance too, you know, like
I'll be out there with the señoras and the tías. Quebradita, vueltita.
Yo.
I can't wait to have live shows, man. The tios are gonna love me.
There's going to be a line.
They're gonna be feeding me the little gorditas. They're gonna be feeding me little taquitos, some flautas, arroz rojo,
Danger.
all the goodies.
All the goodies.
For sure, with agua de Jamaica on the side. I love music, man.
Yeah.
But nah, like, I really do this. That's what I be saying. Like,
Okay, when are you gonna get your DJ stuff going?
I know that definitely has
Real
to
talk.
happen in the future.
I'm lightweight tempted to just make your social media for Cristobal
I mean, I
X
have-
Mateo.
DJing is something I eventually want to get into because I feel like I could rock a party so far just because of my range. Like, you won't expect it. Like right now, everyone's playing. Obviously, everyone plays the popular stuff. I can do that too. But then when you're at a place and you're able to throw on the nostalgia stuff that it hit people a different type of way. Like if you just throw on na 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 na, and then right after you throw on this, like Michael, like the range, or even just going from that to like an R&B song, to going to a pop record, to going to the na 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 na, like it's just. So many ranges to go through to get into the reggae bag too, do the dance hall bag.
Ooh.
Like there's so many bags to get into. Music is amazing. I love music. I love
dancehall.
music. And yeah, DJ definitely will be in the future. And it'll make sense more when I'm lit. When I'm able to really just get booked to DJ real quick. A little
Quinceañeras, fiestas, bodas.
I would do a quince just because it would be a challenge, just because it would be like SNLS challenges. Okay, find Spanish music that goes. All the
Right.
different ranges. The tropical one, the cumbias, merengues. That's what I was doing today, honestly. I was going through like all the categories and I'm like, oh, I remember this. Add. Like bachata, I love bachata, yo. Just the sound of it and the feel of it. But nah, we here. It's a nuevo capítulo, nuevo día, capítulo 19, la plática de Mediocrity. This is our mediocre episode.
Mediocrity.
Well, that's subjective, right? Someone can listen and be like, this is trash.
Someone could listen and say that we're mediocre.
Yeah. And I wouldn't get mad. If anything, I'd just be like, I bet we're gonna keep getting better. But last week we were like, what are we gonna talk about next week? And it's like, you know what? Actually, you told me something behind scenes, and you were like kind of over like just mediocre stuff, and you were like, Chris, if we ever do something like I know it's gonna be fire. I know this, like I know how we do, and it ain't gonna be mediocre. And if you hear tapped in with SNLS, you can already see that visually it's not mediocre. Like audio wise, it's not mediocre. Like I personally don't feel like we playing over here. I personally don't even feel like the show itself, like our content, our episodes are mediocre. Like I really don't. I really do believe that we're producing, not just because it's mine, but I really do believe that we're producing quality content, and they can always get better. Things can always get better. Things can always improve.
Oh, of course. There's always room for
Always
improvement.
room for improvement. But right now,
100%.
where we at today with this, like I'm very content. I'm very happy, and it's not a content as uncomfortable with where we're at with it. Because this is nowhere near where I want to be with it.
Right.
But I'm content for where it's at now and the time that it's been going. I ain't mad about it. I ain't mad. But yeah, so I was like, yo, let's have a conversation about mediocrity. And once we said that, I started thinking like, yo, a lot of things are mediocre. Like a lot of mostly all of the world is mediocre. Do you agree or not?
I think that, I think that lately in the past few years, that mediocrity, being mediocre, just, it's, no one's trying to go above and beyond anymore. It's just that barely making it by, barely adequate, I think is the best way to describe it. And just people can blame a situation or an event.
Oh my
that's
gosh,
why.
Nicole, you're gonna be mad.
Why?
I haven't been recording the video.
Oh.
Just keep going. My bad. Go ahead.
Oh, well. So yeah, it's just, I feel like in society, there's been all these levels of just, everyone's just barely doing their best or just barely doing it at all. Whether it comes to, you know, I just see it every day with work, with quality of even what we purchase now. It's just very mediocre, like stuff that you buy at the store even. It just doesn't make sense, like what we're getting and what we're paying for. Does that make sense? Like for an example, I go to a grocery store that sells organic produce, fresh produce, and then I go to the grocery store and everything is just such poor quality. I don't even want to say it's mediocre there. It's just like beyond poor quality. And then it makes me wonder, what about the person who works at the store and what is that called when the people at the grocery store put the items or the produce on the shelf? What's that called? What are they called? Merchandisers?
The stalkers?
Yeah, but even the people who do the produce. You know, the people at the grocery store que están poniendo las frutas and stuff. I don't know what they're called.
Stalker? I don't know.
Yeah. So what bothers me is that these people who are doing their job is like, you see that this isn't good quality, but you're still putting it there and expecting someone to pay, you know, the full price of this item that isn't even good quality. That frustrates me. And I see that more and more, and it's just like really annoying. Because you're expecting me to pay, like, for example, I'll just use an example. This is just an example. Let's say an onion. Okay. I'm getting an onion to make salsa. Let's say it's $1.29. This is just an example. But if the onion is all jacked up and todo maleado on one side, why would I pay $1.29 for this onion?
Yeah.
And why did the person who put the onion on the shelf or the bucket or the box or whatever?
You see them put bad stuff in there, or you think it's just over time? They overlook it because it's been in the pile.
Either way, like, if that's your job, like, shouldn't you be like, okay, this isn't good?
You'd be surprised though. Companies make you still throw stuff out there. Like if you were at a store, right, and you wanna buy something, and like say it was a blanket, right, but it was like people have been shopping all day, so it's not folded the way it's supposed to be. It's not packaged the way it's supposed to be packaged, but the blanket's just out and about. But if there's one that's right next to it that's folded a certain type of way, that's supposed to be the way it is, you're not gonna grab the one that's already out and about and all ugly, right? You're gonna grab the one that's all packaged perfectly, right? Mm-hmm. But it's different because it's not food, but at the same time it's the same thing because members never grab anything that looks ugly, whether it be whatever's from the outside. So yeah, I get you. They should see that and be like, you know what? I'm taking that out.
Well, as someone who worked retail, I've never worked like in a supermarket or anything like that. But as someone who worked retail and was in charge previously of how the store looked and aesthetic, that was the job. My job was make sure that the front looks appealing. Make sure that when someone walks in, everything is well, you know, put together, folded, looks nice. That's the whole shopping experience. You want the shopper to be invited. You know, they're intrigued. They're called in by, ooh, that looks nice. And then that moves them into the store.
Right.
In retail.
But in produce, it looked nice. That's why you went to the pile. It's just that while you were going through it, you found an ugly. It was hidden, right? It wasn't like it was facing. No?
Now I'm seeing it's just finding a good one is like finding a treasure because everything just looks, at this particular supermarket that I shop at, Like I was looking through the limes and I was like, wow, there were 3 good limes in the whole. It's just, that's where we're at. And I'm just not understanding. If I was an employee, I would be like, who are we ordering from? Are we getting the produce like this? Why are we giving this to our customers? They don't care. And the fact that I care, I just care too much.
Yeah. I feel that.
Or just slash the price on them, because they're going to throw them away. But it's like, if you slash the price on them, people still take it. Cause I use limes to like, some people are going to be like, what is she talking about? Para lavar el pollo or whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, really?
When I'm cooking. Yeah. When I cook chicken, you know, darle una lavadita con limón, or, you know?
I don't.
No.
Well, I gotta learn. Okay. I don't know that.
Yeah. You learn. You got to wash it's washing the chicken.
Why? Because it has acid?
Yeah, it's because it has acid and you're just like cleaning it before you season.
So basically, you're saying that that produce, like grocery stores, are mediocre? What's mediocre?
I feel that right now there are a lot of, it's just very mediocre product. It's like barely at where it was before to what it is now. It's not up to par.
Yeah, you got to go. Mediocre produce in stores, but you can still find quality produce if you do the farmer's market,
right? And you
like
go
certain things like that. You grow it yourself, but
right.
That's a big one though. Yeah, I do feel like it just depends where you shop, and I do feel like you get what you're paying for. But like you said, if you're charging still the inflation price for something that's trash, then yeah, nah. Definitely gotta slash it in half. Mm-hmm. But I mean, it's always been like that though. The grocery stores in our communities, they always have the mediocre meats, the mediocre produce. Like like a lot of the stuff. Like I remember my mom, she'd tell me like, if you go to this store, make sure you use the produce within 2 days, because they usually have the lower end of the the more expired produce. So yeah, if you want stuff to last at least a week, then yeah, you're gonna it's gonna charge you. It's gonna cost you a good price. And obviously the only stores that do got like, I guess, quality stuff like that would be like a Trader Joe's. I mean, I'm not too sure about that because I don't even shop there like that to make an assumption to where it's always good and fresh.
Trader Joe's is okay. I feel like if we're gonna just be honest, Trader Joe's, to me, this is just my opinion, don't come for me, people who love Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's is just a lot of processed food that looks appealing. Outside of that, they do have some produce that's pretty good quality, but you could find that pretty good quality at Winco, Foods Co., Foods for Less. I mean, if you're looking and you're shopping on the right days.
Yeah. And that's really what it is sometimes, shopping on the right day. And I don't keep up with sales for grocery stores. I'm not that type of person. Like I usually just go, whatever I see is cool, I'm gonna get it. Because if I need it, I'm still gonna get it regardless if it's on sale or not. But like the other day, like I was just at the right place at the right time, and there was 3 mangoes for $2. I was like, fat mangoes. I'm like, yeah, nah, we stocking up. That's a come up.
Yeah.
And they weren't bad, and it was from the store where my mom says use the produce right away. But they were solid mangoes. They were still ripe. They still had a few more days to even get to the right feel.
Fully ripe.
Yeah. Wait, ripe is when it's ready or when it's not ready?
Ripe is when it's like
ready. Okay, so what's when it's not ready? Before it gets ripe, then.
Yeah.
Maduro.
Well, it's like,
I say it in Spanish, like está maduro todavía.
Well, si está maduro, it's ripe. Si no está maduro,
really?
it's still, yeah.
I don't know. I always thought ripe was like before it got to like where it's good to eat now.
No, yeah. Like ripe is like when it's like at that point.
When it's already ready.
Pero ya pasado means it's like past.
Yeah.
It's past.
It's like, because like, I don't know if you remember that Lil Wayne. If you remember that Lil Wayne lyric when it says, you think you fresh, I'm ripe.
Oh, well, because some people say that, like, think that ripe is like, because a lot of people, ripe to them is like, that's like ripe. Like
ripe is too close to rape. We gotta get out of here.
Oh my gosh.
You
Oh
can't just have
my
one
God.
letter difference, right? Like tape is too close to rape.
Are you changing the language now too?
Yeah, that's no. Rate, ripe. All right.
All right.
Okay, I don't know if you we said this in the beginning because I got distracted because we weren't recording. So much for my concha take.
Are you serious?
I know. So you're listening. If you're watching on YouTube, you're barely now watching the video a few minutes ago. So I apologize. If you're on audio, then you never miss any. You never miss a beat. you never miss a beat. And stuff always happens. I was gonna let it get to me, but that stuff happens, man. I'm realizing that every week something's gonna come up.
Yeah, it's just how you deal with it. You could always go on social media and do the take again and post it on your stories because people want to see you.
But it's so much nicer when it's from the cameras on the pod. You know, like instead of me doing my phone, like, oh, look at you, like, get out of here, man. It was so hands free right now. I was able to show it off, bite it, enjoy it. Instead of like holding my phone. Yeah, it was like a commercial, man.
Yeah,
man,
it's okay.
I think the last time we did this was the tattoo episode when we were like and now that was worse because it was like an hour in and we had no video.
We were like,
This one at least was 20 minutes, so I was like, okay, cool. We're gonna record at least for another hour and a half, hopefully.
Well, we'll just have reels with original audio and have to make something.
Yeah.
For that part.
Okay, again, guys, this is the Plática de Mediocrity. Is it mediocracy or mediocrity?
Okay, so it's mediocrity.
Mediocrity?
Yeah, because mediocracy is something different. Mediocrity is a dominant class consisting of mediocre people or a system in which mediocrity is
well,
rewarded.
That's basically us too then.
Do you think that we're in a current state of mediocrity in America?
Yes. People are so complacent with mediocrity. People are so complacent with mediocre jobs, mediocre lifestyles, mediocre music, mediocre discipline, mediocre everything is mediocre now. Cooking, teaching your kids, like everybody wants the easy route, and I get it, but everyone's trying to do not quality things anymore to get to the top. Before it was like you had to do good quality music, good quality art, good quality anything to get up there. Now it seems like the system is pushing mediocrity. So if you are a mediocre artist, if you're a mediocre, anybody, media, anything, they're gonna push you because you're not challenging mediocrity. You're continuing it.
You're promoting it. I feel that very much so because especially with music, if we just go into music.
Go into music.
Because before, I feel that songs would tell you a story. There are a few artists now that give you that storytelling experience, but a lot of these songs are just catchy BS that have no depth to them whatsoever. And they just find someone, auto-tune their voice, and then it's like, oh, here's the hit.
Yeah.
And it's like earlier how we were talking about, do you try to find new music? I try to find music from I like listening to other music from other countries lately.
Yeah.
Just random. I just randomize, but I feel like I don't listen to the radio because I feel like radio itself is just trash.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even call it mediocre. It's trash. That's just how I feel.
The music is... It's a little tough for me because I like mediocre music. Like I do. I enjoy it. I'm not going to argue. Like if I'm listening to someone like, bro, he's trash. Yeah, he is. Like, I'm not going to argue it.
But
like I said earlier,
still
music,
enjoy it.
It's a feeling to me. Music makes me feel. So if it gives me a certain type of energy, I don't care what they're saying. I don't care if I can't understand. Like the beat just hitting to me. The beat and the way they're saying what they're saying and how they're saying it. It's not so much what they're saying, it's how they're saying it. Because sometimes a lot of these rappers, they have these weird bars where it's like, whoa, pause, but it's how they ride the beat, it's how they're saying it. And that's why to me it's like, I like this. I can rock with it. I like what the little kids are liking nowadays. Like I do, but I can't do too much of it. Like it's definitely a balance.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, nowadays, and it's like we were talking off screen earlier when we even the music part when I asked you don't listen to music like that, and we started talking about how people blow up and how certain things becomes what it becomes. It's like I said earlier right now too with music. The system, the industry, they know that's mediocre. There's mediocre music.
Mm-hmm.
That music isn't blowing up just because it's blowing up. They're putting it in the algorithms. They're putting it in the playlist where the young kids, like it's just coming across their timeline, their algorithms, and then they get on board, and that's like they continues the mediocrity. It's not just getting up there by itself because it is mediocre. It's not supposed to get up there to the top. But when you program people over time, the mediocrity becomes acceptable. And I'm an example of that. I'm accepted of it. I like it. I'm cool with it. And so they know what they're doing, and it just keeps you dumbed down. It keeps you at a low frequency, and it goes into like spiritual. Everything's a spiritual warfare if you want to get really deep. But can we just have? I think where the change needs to happen is we need people to stop making mediocre music. But how do you tell an artist to stop making mediocre music when if they make the righteous, conscious music, it don't get them to where they need to be?
Right.
You need to give what the algorithm, not even just the algorithm. Well, when I say algorithm, I mean the world. The world's an algorithm now. The society is an algorithm. So you have to give society what they want, which is the negative turned up music, that's toxic music.
Okay. I feel like that's a segue into the world is an algorithm. And to me, this is just my opinion, like those little TikToks with the whatever that people were doing. To me, that was just, that was beyond where, when TikTok first came out, how like the teenagers were getting rich off these little dumb. There's no like, and then you have people who are putting out real content.
Yeah.
Quality content, informative content.
Yeah.
And the algorithm is just like, nope.
Yeah. The algorithm doesn't reward content that's not mediocre.
Yeah.
When you make reels, it's crazy because the editing isn't mediocre. What you're seeing, like the video itself is pretty it's genius, the way people edit things, the way they, the way I see with the signs now that I do reels, I get it. I see how people, you make it look you make it what it is. So, I lost my train of thought. I hate when that happens.
Well, I'm going to say something. So I'm going to talk about myself right now. So I've been feeling kind of like down a bit with, I offer Reiki, I do Reiki healing, and I was looking on TikTok to get inspired on how to create more content to market myself better.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw these videos, like I put Reiki healing and just top videos. And it was this woman with, really long nails, nothing wrong with that. But she's like, okay, this is a Reiki video for weight loss.
Wait,
and
what?
And she's like doing this with her hands and doing all these things, but that's not Reiki. And she has like millions of views and followers.
But how did the video look? Was the video mediocre? Not the content, not what she's saying, not what she's promoting, but it was the video itself mediocre or not?
I would say it was, yes. It wasn't it. There was no special effects it was just very basic.
Okay. Is she of white descent?
Oh, so one of them was not.
Okay.
So it's not and it just, it's like how low am I willing to go to promote myself? Because one, I really respect energy healing and I respect being a Reiki practitioner. So it's really hard for me to be like, okay, let me go and just whip out 20 videos of me doing these hand movements that aren't even really Reiki hand placements of any sort. Let me just say that this video is going to be for weight loss, which
Marketing. Marketing.
and that it's just like, it's really hard for me to.
I think you just inspired next week's Plática. Because all I hear right now is you just have a lot of morals.
I do have a lot of morals. 100% I have a lot of morals. And I'm not going to sit here and promise you that you're going to lose weight from me going in a video.
Yeah. And when you have morals, you finish last. And you start feeling how you feel right now.
Yeah. And so that's why I've been feeling this way. Thank you.
It sucks, but it's the game. Grifting.
Even it's grifty, and it's just like, I don't know, TikTok. I wasn't really on TikTok that much. I go on TikTok to see how Sorry No Lo Siento is doing on TikTok. I just sometimes will post on there. I have a lot of people telling me you should just go on TikTok, get off Instagram for a while. And I'm just like, I just see it's so, and then I worry, am I being judgmental? Am I being judgmental by calling someone else's content or someone else's stuff mediocre? Does that make
projecting?
me?
Do you have you had thoughts of doing that? Have you had thoughts of faking the funk? Has it crossed your mind? Have you have you battled between what should I do?
I'm not gonna lie. I've thought, I will be 100% honest. I have sat in silence and been like, and then I just can't do it.
Yeah.
I cannot do it.
Yeah.
I rather stop. I rather just create different content, talk about something else before I get on the train that everybody else. Yes. Ooh, that's a great word. Pivot. I like
pivot,
that.
Yeah.
I'd rather pivot than, I don't know. It's been bothering me lately. Because even with work, I'm just speaking for myself here. I like things to be done a certain way with work.
Mm-hmm.
And it just bothers me that people who make more money than me do a mediocre job, don't really care, but pretend like they do. And here I am stressing myself out for not, it's not even good to stress, wanting to make something better, wanting to make this quality, to help communities, to do this, to do that. And it's like, sometimes I feel very defeated in this mediocre world because I'm like, what's the point?
Because we're not mediocre.
It's real hard. It's like swimming. You know what it is? It's like swimming against the current.
Yeah.
And mediocrity is the current.
And when you realize that, like me personally, I realized that. So that's why I pivoted. All that conspiracy stuff, there's a ceiling to that. There's only certain growth you can get to with that.
And you hit that.
And I hit it quick. I hit it ASAP. I hit it within a year. Within 100 episodes, I hit it. And if it wasn't for the good brothers joining me, it probably would have been 50. But I realized, like I said, you realize, okay, this is how the game is played. This is what it is. This is how it's set up. You realize if you're trying to be the good person, you're trying to wake up people, you're gonna get censored. You're gonna be a harder time to build your business. I saw that and I said, okay, not everybody wants this type of content either, though. As much as it did what it did. There is a audience for it for sure, and it's sad to say, but it's more white people that are into this. They're the bigger demographic.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I decided, when I saw the landscape of what people really want, it's like, oh wait, I don't have to share my thoughts and views. I don't have to tell people how I really feel about things. I can keep all that to myself, and I would save so much arguments, so much back and forth, so much just. And then, because you also realize that not everyone's supposed to wake up, and not everyone's gonna wake up how you want them to wake up. Everyone's gonna wake up how it just happens. It's gonna happen how it happens for them, and it might not happen at all for them. And I don't care no more. Like, I don't care. Like, at the end of the day, we don't know nothing. Even us conspiracy people, you think you got game now. You think you know. We don't know nothing, yo. We don't know what happens when you die. We don't know what happens if you eat a certain way forever. Like, everyone debunks everything.
Yeah.
There's so many walks of life, and everyone's so different that it might not work for you, but it can work for the next person. This might work for me, but it may not work for you and for him. It just mediocrity. Yeah. So then what do? All right, let's go back to OB where I can be funny and joke around, clown on people, give them what they want, give them the negativity they want. And no, I was trying to figure out when we have a bunch of episodes in the tug, but that's just not ready to see the light of day yet. And then another pivot, boom, go this way. Let's start doing something Spanglish because I'm seeing the culture. I'm getting inspired. I'm going to concerts. I'm just like, no, this is, I need to tap in with this as well because it is me. Like, I am Mexican. I like Spanish music. I grew up on a lot of things. When people hear me talk, they might think, oh, this guy sounds like, a lot of people say I sound black, to be honest. Conrad thought I was from New York, at one point. He did. And I get it. I'm very influenced by New York culture, especially hip hop. Hip hop culture really I'm very influenced by that, but I also understand, like, I can't avoid my roots either.
Right.
I can't, I wouldn't be able to have my grandma on OB pod. I mean, I can, but it wouldn't make sense. It makes sense here. It makes sense here to have my mom here. It makes sense to have certain people on here. Like, this makes sense. And at the same time, it's not burnt out. We're giving people us. Like, we're really letting you into our world, our childhood.
World.
It's crazy.
Our
like,
life.
When we do this show, Nicole, I feel like we get on a time machine. Because I start to remember all these songs that I once heard on the radio with my mom when I was in the car with my mom. Like, just certain melodies that come to my head. Certain topics, certain memories. Like, a lot of the times when we're talking about certain things, like when I said about the whole my cousin running from over here, when I bring up the stories about my grandma, it's like all these things that's not in my head every day on the regular, but we hop in here and it's like, oh, I remember that. Let's say it. So that's why I say our show ain't mediocre. I don't think it's mediocre, to be honest. There's a lot of thought that gets put into this.
There's a lot.
And this is a great transition even to get into mediocre podcasting, into mediocre content creation, to mediocre media.
Give us that, Chris. Give us your thoughts, because I've learned so much from you. I
understand working with your resources. I understand if all you have is a laptop right now, all you have is Zoom and some Wi-Fi, cool, handle, right? But at a certain point, it's like, how do you want me to stay tapped into your content if it's mediocre? Like, put yourself as a consumer. Would you be watching this? Would you tap into this? Like, I listen to Conspiracy, and sometimes I just cringe at myself sometimes just because I know I get better throughout the years, and I know I slow down. So I know I've gotten better as a talker, but I cringe sometimes. But at the same time, I'm listening. It's like, no one's doing this like me, though. The way I'm bringing in, like, music, the way I'm doing this in the beginning, the way I intro my show for 15 minutes, have them waiting in the background, and then I'm like, all right, it's cool for you to come in. It's always was on my time. It was never like, oh, all right, what do you guys want to do? It was always, what I'm doing. What y'all gonna do? What I'm trying to do. AHV, I need you with Brother Bear. Let's do it. Bet, say let's. Hey, I need you with Nick. All right, say let's do it. Hey, Fowler, I need you with Mimi. Hey, Nicole, I need you with Adriana. Like, there's so much thought that gets put into like planning your shows, finding guests, not trying to have reoccurring guests all the time, because what's the point of that? Like, that just shows me that you can't pull guests off.
It's so burnt to me. Or it's like you need to recycle them.
Because of the clout.
Because of the clout. That's it.
So that's what I mean by mediocre podcasting. I want to give a shout out just to Ketsu Band, because when it comes to someone that pods, I tap in sometimes and I see how he improves his quality, the audio experience of his show. Eventually, when he gets the visuals right, then he gonna be a problem a little bit more. But right now, his show keeps getting better, and he does it dolo, and it's a whole 2-3 hours by himself. I know he plans his content out. You can tell he plays the videos, he plays the clip. He knows what he's gonna talk about the whole pod.
Sounds, and
that's a podder right there. That's not mediocre. There's a lot. I can name mediocre pods. I'm not gonna do that. But then you start
right. And people can argue that that's subject to your viewpoint and your opinion, because some people, you might say this podcast is mediocre, and someone might say I love it.
Exactly. Yeah, because
there's also preference.
This can look amazing. It can sound amazing, but it could be mediocre content to some people.
some people might be like, huh, and that's okay.
And some people
That's
have a webcam, a mic, that's it, and it's amazing content. I've been there, done that with Conspiracy. Like I feel it. I was all audio based, you know, like but that's what I mean when it comes to mediocre content creation. Like, if you want to be in this space, if you really want to be in this space, because then I think that's where I mess up sometimes. I just see people doing podcasts and I assume they're trying to do what I'm trying to do. You know, and maybe not everyone's goal is to podcast as big as I want to podcast. Maybe they're just to have a little hobby. Because that's like how Conspiracy was to me. You know, it was just fun. It was enjoyable. I was learning. People were learning. Like, it was everybody was winning. But then it's like, not everyone really cares about the show, the audience, the consumer, you know? So
the structure of
it. Nicole. There's so much that goes into pod. I tell people all the time, like, people assume that it's just showing up and recording. It's not. That's mediocre podding. Hey, bro, y'all down to come through? I said, we're just gonna record. And don't get me wrong, there's been instances where I had to do that, where guests cancel, and it's like, yo, bro, can you come through real quick? And we have to, you know, how do you say it? Improvise. You have to improvise the episode, but because I'm a real podder, you figure it out. But when you don't have too much of those, it's okay, because the audience can't tell. But when you're showing up every week, just randomly trying to see what comes about, then they can tell when that happens. So with Sorry No Lo Siento, I've really grown to, like, I really just love how we have the outline, we have the topic ahead of time, a week in advance. So throughout the week, we're able to just accumulate our thoughts, form our views and opinions.
Talk it out.
Yeah, because that's what I do the whole week. I'm just, okay, mediocrity. Okay, so I start peeping everything. Okay, that was pretty mediocre, and that's why on the outline I have all these things listed off, because a lot of things are mediocre, and we kind of just summed it up with. Society is mediocrity, basically. It's just,
they've accepted just the minimal in everything.
All I'm gonna say is that if whatever profession or how do you say it, like trade you're trying to do, right? If you're really passionate about it, just don't be mediocre about it. If you're starting, if you're just starting off, cool. I get that it has to be mediocre for a little bit, but if you're really passionate about it, we have to see that it's getting better. It can't just be mediocre forever, you know? I look at my trajectory as far as potting, and I ain't where I want to be at yet, but I look at when I first started season 1 to how I was doing it, to how I started doing season 2, to how I did Conspiracy, to how I'm doing this now. Like, if it wasn't for Conspiracy, I wouldn't be even doing this virtually with you, because I never did anything virtually before then. So everything just plays a part into making it, you know, making it better. So now I just pride myself too much, and I put pressure on myself too much. So that's why you see what you see now. I didn't show this. This was ready, you know, mid last year. You know, for the most part, I could have started recording. I could have had video for Conspiracy, but it wasn't ready. It wasn't what I needed it to be yet, because it was still mediocre to me. The walls were too wide. It was too much wide in here. That's just the pressure I put on me. I don't accept mediocrity from myself and from the people that I'm working with. That's why I put pressure on everyone that's working with me. And that's honestly why I think sometimes people don't last around me, because they see, like, okay, Chris is really consistent and he really applies the pressure, and this is all he thinks about. And I'm sorry, but it is. It's true. And you might think I'm selfish, but I have somewhere to get to, man. I have somewhere to get to.
Yeah. I was just thinking about how, like, we accept mediocrity, or mediocre items, work, but then people definitely don't want a mediocre plastic surgeon.
Priorities. That's another Plática.
Like, you know, so
priorities all messed up.
Like, I just was thinking that right now. I just had this happen. I talked about it, I think, briefly, about how my window got broken in Oakland.
Yeah.
So here's an example of business and doing business. So I had originally called the dealership. I drive a Nissan, and I've been going to this. I bought all my cars from them. Great service. Love them.
You have an Altima?
I have a Sentra.
I was gonna say, you look like an Altima chick.
No, I have a Sentra. And I called and I talked to John. He's the guy who every time I maintain my vehicle, I talk to him. I was like, look, my quarter glass got busted. Do you guys do this? He's like, no, call Safelight. And I'm like, okay, I'll call Safelight. Oh, no, I didn't even call Safelight. You do it online. You put your car model, they give you a little diagram. You click on the glass, what's been broken.
Yeah.
They give you an appointment. So they call me because they said, oh, we got to order this particular quarter glass from the dealership. And I was like, oh, okay, no problem. He's like, give me a call back later. I'm going to see how long it takes for the dealership to get this part to me. Cool, no problem. Thank you so much. So I call back and it's another gentleman. I said, hi, told him my name. I have an appointment for such and such date at this time. He told me to call to make sure that this appointment date and time were still good based on whether the dealership could get the quarter glass to you guys. So this man by the name of Omar goes, wow, you're being charged a lot of money. This is really expensive. And I'm like, okay, I'm just trying to figure out if the appointment is still for Tuesday, right? Because I'm not paying for this. The hotel is covering this cost.
Yeah. And they already told you for sure they are?
Mm-hmm. I already talked to the manager. I've been talking to a lot of managers, please. So Omar tells me, oh, you know what you should do? And I don't know if Omar thought I was dumb because I'm a woman calling in about a car. Mind you, I had the car, the quarter glass number because every part has a number with Nissan, blah, blah, blah. He's like, you should go to Recycle Road and basically like a pick and pull. Like if you're familiar with the pick and pull, you can go. He basically told me to go to this. There's a place in Rancho Cordova near Sacramento. It's like 30 minutes away from me. It's a whole road of places where they dismantle vehicles. He's like, go there, ask them to buy the quarter glass from them. And then when you get it, call me and then you could bring it to us and we could install it. Why? Like in my head, I'm like, Safelight is supposed to come to you. Like, do you just not want to? In my head, this is me having a conversation in my head. Like, do you just not want to do the job? Like, just say that, cancel the appointment.
Yeah.
Like, why would I, as a consumer, go do all this extra stuff when I'm paying for a service? What type of customer service is that? What type of employee is that? Right? So instead of getting mad because it doesn't work for me to get mad. I said, you know what, Omar? Thanks for your help. Let's cancel the appointment. I'll get back to you when I find that glass. So what happened? I went online and I found a family-owned business. Great company, great customer service. They got it done within 24 hours, came to my house, did it all. Great work. Super kind. Charged me way less than what Safelight was trying to charge me. And now I'm just waiting for the hotel to reimburse me my money.
Mediocre service, mediocre workers.
But here's the funny part is that my appointment with Safelight didn't get canceled. So I was at work in the office and I get a phone call and I'm like,
wait, he didn't cancel it?
So then I talked to Marco and Marco's like, hi.
Marco was the one that you first talked to or the one that told you that you should go to the picking thing?
Marco was the guy who was coming to install the glass. This is a whole new person.
Oh, okay.
So Marco calls me and he's like, this all happened this week, by the way. So Marco calls me and he's like, hi, I'm 20 minutes away from your house. I'm like, excuse me?
For what?
And he goes, yeah, I'm with Safelight. We're going to replace the quarter glass. I was like, I'm sorry to inform you, Marco, but that appointment got canceled by Omar. I talked to him on Monday and he informed me I needed to go source the glass myself. And I said, due to the nature of the situation and what I need to do, I was like, I need to, I needed the glass installed. And so I went with another company. I'm sorry that you got dispatched out, and I'm sorry that Safelight ordered the glass, but that wasn't communicated to me. And he was like, do you know Omar's last name? I was like, no, I don't know his last name, but I could tell you that I called at this time. And that's what he told me. And he was just like, oh, I'm really sorry. And I'm like, it's not your fault. You didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
But and he was like, well, I'm going to talk to my supervisors. I was like, yeah, maybe there needs to be a discussion in how people talk to customers on the phone. And if you don't know what you're talking about, maybe you should ask for assistance.
Yeah.
But
it's funny how he recommended you to go source it yourself, but then you're like, I bet, I know you weren't going to do it, but you're like, I bet, cancel the appointment, and then he still didn't cancel the appointment.
He didn't cancel the appointment because Marco's over here 20 minutes away from my house. And I think it's really, what bugs me the most about it is that I've worked in customer service for a very long time. I take pride in what I do in my job. I used to be a dispatcher for a cable company, so I used to dispatch guys out. So I would make sure that my installer was installing your cable properly, that you were satisfied with how the installer, entered your home, left your home, quality of service. Like, that was the communication between my technicians and myself. Are you satisfied?
Yeah.
That doesn't exist anymore. And it hurts me. It shouldn't,
It shows way more now, post 2020.
Yes.
It's you feel it way more now. And now that everyone is hiring and everyone's low on workers, it's like the mediocrity is okay. Like, it's acceptable now. Because it's like, you don't have to be here. You don't have to shop. It's like, I don't know what I said last time, or when I talked about the guys' trip. We were at the casino, and it was packed because of the day that all the electricity went out. So there was only one. I was trying to get a drink, but there was only one guy working like the little bar area. So he was serving the girls that were taking drinks to the people gambling. He was serving her drinks, and then he was serving the people that were gambling on the bar area, the little machines that you can gamble and drink, and they prioritized them first. And then he was doing the line for the slushies and people that just want drinks and don't want to play anything, right? So, but even him, he wasn't in a bad mood, but the whole time, like, you shouldn't be saying this, even if just as a worker, you shouldn't be like, hey, look at all you guys are mad and you guys are all waiting. Like, I don't care. And it's just like very in our face. And most of the people was like, we don't care because we want to drink and we're going to wait there. And he can take all the time that he wants because you don't have to be standing here either. But you're going to stand here if you want to drink because everywhere's packed right now. You're going to wait anywhere you go right now because that was that day that everything was messed up. But that's what I mean. Like, they could have called, yo, come get some overtime. You can come in 2 hours early. Like, he was like, oh, the next guy's not here till midnight. So you can't tell him to come in at 10, bro, and pick up 2 extra hours?
There's actually, and I learned this from TikTok, one positive. There are apps now where if you just want to do like quick work like that, you could find jobs just for the day.
Word?
Like, yeah.
You're lying. I would so do that.
I swear
I need some weed money today, so I'm going to go work. Yeah, what?
Yes, I saw it on TikTok and I looked it up and it was like, 3-hour shift.
You're lying. Where?
I swear. I'll have to share. I'll have to find the video.
Exactly where I want to work at just to get some quick bucks. Every time you want something, just go work real quick.
Just do a quick shift.
Like, your real job is for like your bills, obviously, and everything you want. Like, if you want anything extra, whether it be a t-shirt, food, shoes, go work and spend that money for the day. That's why I don't know that's hard.
Yes, because there's so many employers who don't have enough employees, or if someone calls in sick, they don't have enough employees.
You could do whatever you want right now with employers, to be honest.
Honestly.
They don't, because they're hurting so bad for workers. It's wild.
I'll tell you, this is really funny. I went to Jamba Juice after the gym because it was really hot and I just felt really good about my workout. I worked at Jamba Juice when I was barely 18.
Mm-hmm.
This is how everything's changed. I'm 37. I was barely 18 when I worked at Jamba Juice. I used to open by myself with there was a shift leader. He would be in the back. He would be not working. And I would have to make smoothies. And so I worked when the Sacramento Kings were at Arco Arena. That Jamba Juice was by the Arco Arena. So we would get the Kings players rush. And it would just be me. But and my shift leader wouldn't come out and help. Sometimes if he saw the players, he would try to BS with them. And it's like, bro, I'm over here hustling. But see, I had built a rapport. It wasn't like the famous players. Like some of them would come in, but it was mostly
Chris
like
Webber.
It wasn't Chris Webber. It wasn't Chris Webber, but it was what's his name? Bibby.
Oh, okay, that's a big one. I forgot about Bibby. Bibby. What about Evans? Tyreek Evans.
No, Bibby one time, Bibby's like brother or cousin or someone would come to try to pick up girls at Jamba Juice. He was very lame. But anyways, Bibby's really...
Men don't go... Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I would, from a distance, like if I would see them, I would point to them. Like I had built a rapport with them and I'd be like, same. And they would be like, same. So I would be making their smoothies before they even came in through the door. So by the time they came through the door, I was like pouring them, ringing them up. Oh, have a great practice, blah, blah, blah. I would do morning rush all by myself.
Wow.
One person, me. I would wash dishes, switch drawers because my drawer would be full, all that cash exchange, blah, blah, blah. All by myself from 6 a.m. till like 10.
Yeah.
Sometimes they would have another person come in. Now I go to Jamba Juice. There's three women. No one says hi to me. So that was a huge thing when you worked at Jamba Juice. Hi, good morning. How are you? What would you like to try today? Do you need help picking out a smoothie? You know, like upselling. Would you like a pretzel with that? Da, da, da. You know, it's just like, hi.
And were they young?
Range of ages. But it was like this. There was like four people, including myself. And they were just like completely overwhelmed. Now, I do understand that there's like DoorDash and all these things now. I'll tell you, this is how much of an overachiever I was at Jamba Juice. I used to time myself to see how long it would take me to make a smoothie from beginning to end. And it was like a game for me. But now you see them and then aquí están.
Yeah.
Viendo. And just like, oh. It's not like they're blending it themselves. The blender does it. And it's just like, oh.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, this took a long time. Like I could have hopped over the counter and made my smoothie.
Sometimes I feel like doing that. Have you seen those videos of like, it was like a rapper or something. I don't know what it was. Like one of those funny videos, but some guy just walked behind the counter of McDonald's and grabbed some fries. And the manager was like, "Yo, no, what are you doing?" He goes, "Like, yo, look at this line. I'm just trying to give y'all a hand." And then I'm like, I'll ring myself up. But it's getting to that point. Like sometimes you be like, "Man, I just hop over there and get my own thing. Here's the money."
It's getting to that point, and I do believe that people should be paid livable wages, but at the same time, people also don't realize that when you do mediocre work, employers aren't going to want to pay you, especially fast food and all these establishments that can easily replace you with a computer and have the customer just put in their own order themselves.
Didn't you see that they're going to raise up the minimum wage to 22 for fast food?
22? I thought it was 15.
No, but they just passed another one saying that they're going to raise fast food up to 23.
Let me go get a second job.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, what?
Yo, El Pollo Loco, what's good? Because out for $22 an hour. Quiere frijoles, tortillas, va a querer salsa. Don't play. I will give you stellar service.
I know you would too.
My customer service.
Top notch. It's not mediocre.
Notch. It's never been mediocre.
You remind me of my mama last year because she's the same way. She's very good at talking on the phone and just
People love me. I mean, there's been people at my jobs where I've been cussed out by the customer.
Yes. Oh,
and
yeah.
at the end of the call, they're like, Nicole, I'm so sorry. You were so great. I'm really sorry that I talked to you. Like, no, it's okay. I would be upset too if I had poor service before talking to me. Come on.
Like my mom deals with all the she works for the pharmaceutical company, right? So she deals with all the people that don't get the prescriptions and it's sometimes she gets people that
tough.
like sometimes she's like, yo, like I can't do nothing. Like this is what I could do. And you know, they all get mad because I didn't get my medicine and that. It's like, well,
It's
that's your doctor that can't do much. Like, I can't prescribe it to you.
There's only so much. That's why I'm always so nice to customer service, because
You've been there and done that.
I've gotten the verbal abuse, and I've never been, even I'll tell people too, especially when I'm upset. I'm like, I want to let you know that I am in no way taking my anger out on you. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just upset at the situation.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that you can help me.
Yeah.
That's, you know,
Easy.
yeah.
Easy.
So easy.
There's not too many smart people out there though.
It's like making food. I was like stopped eating out a lot because the food, the quality, like
Mediocre.
If your burrito, I just had this conversation with my brother. He was so upset because he got a burrito and then he took a bite and the burrito fell apart.
Yeah. They don't wrap it right. Or when it rips.
¿Qué es eso?
Or when they give you fries that they've been sitting there for a while. Like you could have, come on, yo. You can tell when they're all wrinkly and no.
Todo suaves, and you're like, no.
Mediocre.
Take pride. Do you really want? Sometimes my boyfriend's like, do you want to go out to eat? I'm like, no, I'll just cook. Why? Because I cook with love, and I don't want someone who hates their job just slapping stuff together.
Yeah.
And then here it is, and I'm just bad energy all around.
Yeah.
No. You be the best chef that you can be.
Yeah.
Be the best janitor that you can be. Like, what happened to taking pride?
I don't care. People take pride in mediocrity. People take pride in just getting by.
It worries me, like the future.
Nah. I mean, I don't got time to worry about them, but it's just sad that it's normal.
It's
normal and it's accepted and it's okay because everyone's mental health. So everyone justifies their BS now because it's you're able to. It's even like it's just mediocre lifestyles, right? That's a big one to me. Like people are okay with eating like crap. People are okay with being hoes out here. You know, people are okay with lifestyle. Go ahead.
I will say this. There are some people, and I'll include myself in that. There were moments where no one had any idea that I was battling mental health, and I was still giving 100% every single day. So I find that, you know, everyone's different. Everyone handles things differently. Yeah. But I don't know. It's my work is a reflection of me.
Yeah.
That's just, and it's like you said, the food. It's like, someone had posted on social media, well, I am healthy, but I still don't feel good. But it's like, you're posting yourself on social media and not eating good food.
Yeah.
So,
like I honestly think a lot of people's lifestyles are mediocre, and I'm not to say that mine is this amazing lifestyle, because I need to do a lot of work myself too, but I don't act like I can sense when, okay, I'm acting pretty mediocre right now, or okay, I'm being lazy right now. Like I know I never play victim. I never say why I'm at where I'm at. I don't know why I'm here. Like, no, you know why you where you at, because mediocrity, bro. You know damn well if you want to change your life, mediocrity can be a part of your lifestyle. You can't be okay with settling. You can't be okay with this is fine. It can be fine for a month or 2, 3 months, a year, but you have to it has to keep evolving, bro. You have to keep pushing through. You have to keep improving your lifestyle, your goals, your family, your kids. Like, I look at a lot of cousins and just extended family, and it's just like, it's sad because they've accepted the mediocre lifestyle. They've accepted living the way they live. They accepted living the conditions they live in. They accepted getting help from the government. They've accepted it, and it's sad because I don't see their life ever changing. To me, it's like that's where you're gonna be at.
Do you feel like this is like a 2-part question? Do you feel like maybe in some way, do you feel like you're being judgmental? That's part 1. And is it because you know that they can do better for
Everyone can do
themselves?
Everyone can do better for themselves. And it's not that I want them to do better for themselves. It's just that sometimes the way you hear people talk, the way you hear people complain, the way you hear people just always fighting, always in this frequency, and you're in that frequency because of your mediocre lifestyle. And sometimes when people feel lost, is because you have to change something around you, whether it be a decision,
behavior.
Yeah, mediocre
Action.
Behavior is big. Like I'm guilty of it too. But the way you see people act out in public, the way you see people respond to customer service people, the way you see people they get mad over anything, parking, mediocre driving when you're out and about. Everyone's just on their phones, texting, driving. Everyone's trying to drive fast. Everyone's like, and like I said, I'm saying this, I'm not saying I'm excluding myself. Like, I still drive fast too sometimes. I still feel like the way when I do certain things, it's like, bro, you gotta relax. Like, why are you in a rush? You don't have nowhere to be. You're coming home from work. You don't have to get to work now. Like, and you can get in a car accident. There's a lot of things that can contribute to the bigger picture, and just mediocrity really just wins all the time, every time. Because it's so easy to be mediocre. It's so easy to just give it a little bit, give it half.
Yeah.
Like with lifestyles too comes with people having mediocre jobs. People settle for mediocre jobs, careers, because they have mediocre work ethic. No one's trying to put the work in nowadays. Nobody's trying to put the work in now. Everyone wants to join something that's built. Oh, you got a job for me already? Say less. No, let's work. But when it comes to building something or creating something, nah.
It's hard. It's really hard to I think you said something earlier that you set the bar. You set the bar here.
Yeah.
And we've gone through some changes in our own podcast and wanting to work. And I think that you have this vision, but it requires people to meet you at this level.
Yeah.
And some people don't want to exceed past their comfort zone. And in your eyes, I feel that a lot of people's comfort zones is just like, a mediocre existence because they can do so much more.
They could do so much more.
And you see that, but then they don't see that for themselves.
And honestly, Nicole, I don't think people see a fire lifestyle either. I don't think people see that. Like they don't see, wow, we can have the life, this easy life. We can be talking, creating for a living. People don't see that. And I can't make you see that. Like I just can't. Like right now you made a great analogy. Like meet me at the parking lot, and I'll hop in the car and I'll take us where we're going. Like I'm driving. Let me drive. Just meet me here. Let's all meet up here. And like you said, now everyone's, let me get out the car, bro. Hey, we're like 5 miles down the road. Hey, bro, I need to get out the car. I can't hang, And it sucks, but people are so complacent in their mediocre lifestyle that they can't even envision a luxurious lifestyle. They can't envision it happening because it's so far-fetched. They can't fathom being on the water on a boat all the time. Like being reality. Not even just being for right now, being reality. But it takes getting out of your mediocre lifestyle comfortability in order to get there. And
it's being more than just doing something adequately. It's going above and beyond that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I can't be mad at nobody trying to go with me on this journey. It's just frustrating sometimes, but because I really don't know why there hasn't just been at least one person that just sticks along, that stays along. If anything, shout out to my good brother Dennis, but that wouldn't count him really because he's we created Overly Blunt. Like that's my business partner. It's not someone that I created a podcast with. We had a whole brand before the pod. So when certain people that came and helped me in the beginning, it's just like I gave you a spot, I gave you resources, I gave you, you're getting paid too to learn and practice and really get the feel for this. And it's like with Mitch, like his pod mixing got to where it got to because I was still guiding it to an extent. He had the skills and trade to make it sound how I needed to sound, but I was the one that was directing it still. I was the one that was like, I need this to sound this way, I need this to sound that way, this, and I would just describe it and look it, and we got it.
And he has that capability and was also, delivering every single time.
Every single time.
Every
episode was getting better.
And he mixes music and
yeah.
Shout out to Mitch.
Shout out to Mitch.
He's in the field that he's in. We'll use him as an example.
Oh, that's a good example. We brought him up. Go ahead.
That in the field that he's in, only the best are gonna make it to the top.
Yep.
And it's not just can you mix, because I will tell you this. I'm gonna say this about Mitch. He emailed me when there was a situation with our audio, and he had sent me an email, and I was like, okay, Mitch.
Yeah.
Because I'm not used to, outside of my work and what I do, I'm not very used to getting formal emails very often.
Yeah.
And I was just like, that was so professional.
Yeah.
That was well written.
Mitch.
That wasn't... I'm just like, that's what differentiates you from everybody else.
It goes back to creating. And I'm so glad we brought Mitch up, because Mitch is someone that doesn't accept mediocrity.
Mm-hmm.
How do I say mediocrity? He don't accept it.
Yeah.
Last week, 2 weeks ago, when we had that episode where, your voice sounded a little bit doubled, he scared me. He was like, yo, bro, you have another episode because this one is not sounding how it's supposed to sound. I'm on vacation. I'm on the river thinking, wow, like my grandma was on this episode. I need this one to work. Like, come on. And then I'm like, just send it to me. I'll decide if I want to put it out or not.
Yeah.
I'm scared to push play. I hit play. It sounds good. Fast forward. Sounds good. And I'm like, I hit him back up. I'm like, yo, what part? Because this is still good enough to put out. Like, this is better than good enough to put out. And
Right.
he goes, nah, bro. It's just I care about what I put my name on, and I respected that so much.
I respect
that he
that.
put that pressure on him. I didn't have to do it. I was already thinking like, man, this is gonna sound ugly, but whatever. Let me just hear it. And when I hear that, I'm like, where? What? I get it. I heard where, but it's like that's it. Like this, bro. I'm using this easy. Like this is an easy use. Like this, we've had worse episodes on here. Like that was not bad, but that's a great example. Don't accept mediocrity. And he's really passionate about what he's doing. You could tell he wants to go to the top. You could tell he's really passionate about mixing, producing, and he wants to be one of the best. And I'm so glad that he works with me at work. We work together, we're coworkers, but I'm just so glad that the way we linked up, the way certain coworkers like, yo, hey, Mitch is actually looking for like a podcast to work with. And it's like, oh, well, bad say less. For him to give me the price that he gives me, like, it's just love, man. It's so much love. And I'm just glad the relationship we've been building as far as work-wise. And I'm very content with how our audio sounds. I'm like so content to where our audio sounds. And before, that was the biggest headache that I had, Nicole.
I know. I've been with you on that ride, but...
You remember when all my headaches were being on the edge of my seat, thinking if I'm going to get my audio on time or not? Thinking how it's going to sound, because every week it sounds different. Some weeks it sounded good. Some weeks it sounds worse. Like it was never consistent. And there was never
no
an upward
consistency.
trajectory. And then when Mitch comes along, it's an upward trajectory, and is exactly how I've been wanting to work with someone. And that whole headache just poof, disappeared. I don't have no worries about how
there's no stress.
I don't care
there.
no more.
Shout out to Mitch, because I don't have that stress, because I would be like, oh my gosh, what is Chris going to tell me? But that's a great example. He is a great example because he's also multifaceted.
Yes.
He works a regular job.
Yes.
He went to school.
Yes.
He learned a skill.
Still going to school.
He's still doing what he needs to
Yeah.
do to excel. He's not just mixing music, he's mixing a podcast. And he also knows how to conduct business over an email, which a lot of people can't do that.
Communicates how he's supposed to communicate. Lets me know when he's not gonna send it on time, because he usually sends it like on a certain day, and if it's like just a day later, like maybe overnighter type thing, he always lets me know ahead of time. It's never like me trying to see what's gonna happen. And But that last episode where he scared me about, like, that really showed me, okay, you care, bro. Like, you really care how this sounds, and I'm so happy you care how it sounds, and I'm not just the only one that cares how it sounds. Because I work with someone that I felt like they tried to one up me and just give me whatever, but it wasn't, because they probably thought I didn't know too much about audio. But I know how it should sound. I know how it needs to be heard. And I I study this. Like, you can't tell me. I'm not an engineer, so I get that I can't tell you that this is not how it's supposed to be. But
Right.
this is not how it's supposed to sound to me. Like, this is not. It's my audio. It's not, I'm paying you. Like, it's not good enough. But shout out to Mitch, because that's someone that I can see us maybe in the future just definitely keep building. You might see Mitch in the studio eventually. You know, you never know. Be here every week. I would love that. You know, having him on the boards. That'd be awesome. But shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you for not accepting mediocrity.
Yes.
Another big one, Nicole, and we're gonna ruffle some feathers. Mediocre relationships, and not only just romantic relationships, friendships.
Ooh.
A lot of those. A lot of friendships just because y'all getting high together. A lot of friendships just because you're having sex with them and you're lonely. A lot of friendships and stuff like that just because you lost and you think it's your crowd.
Ooh,
Mediocre friendship that they'll throw you down the bus in a heartbeat. They'll snitch on you in a heartbeat. If you got no money, maybe you might be the one supplying the money, supplying food. You might be the one supplying the drugs. And as soon as they milk you, you're not even in the picture no more. Friendships mediocre friendships that you're hanging out with people that secretly hate you, always throwing shade, talking about you behind your back, don't want to see you win in life. There's too many people out here that have these relationships, Nicole. There's too many. And it's sad that people know that they're mediocre relationships, but people are so lonely and people hate being by themselves so much, and they're scared to just be in their own thoughts and head, that they just accept the mediocre friendships and they deal with it and whatever. And eventually it always falls apart. Something always happens. They always start fighting, hating each other. Have you had any mediocre friendships?
I have, and that they don't exist anymore.
How can you tell it's a mediocre one though?
I just feel like
deep down, do you know and you just accept it, or you fake the funk for a little bit until you realize this is not what it is?
Yeah, I'm very cutthroat when it comes to that stuff, because I feel like your friend, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna break it down like this. I know what type of friend I am. Period. If you're my friend, you know what type of friend I am. You know what time it is.
Yeah.
If you're not on that level, it just doesn't work. Now, there's always going to be give and take with relationships. We'll get into relationships
right now, but let's stick to friendships.
So I had a friendship where it was constantly draining me. She just wanted me to solve all her problems, do this. Oh, I need help with this. It was just very negative. It wasn't building me up. But I was helping, and I was like, okay, I got you. I can help you. And if I couldn't do something, it was like guilt tripping me into, you know that feeling. But I was like, oh, I got to help her. I got to be a good friend. Da, 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 da. And then I found out that she was talking about me.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I found out she was talking about me. And then, see, this is where I'm very cold. And I was like, you know what? I'm good off you. I was like, I'm good. There's nothing to discuss.
Yeah.
I wish you the best, but I just don't think this is a healthy friendship. Because friendships, your friends are supposed to be people that boost you up, that build you up. When you're feeling down, it's not always going to be all the time, but they got your back, and you do the same for them.
Yeah.
And it's somebody who's going to be like, I will say this, a lot of, some of my friends that I'm very close to, that I've been friends for a long time, when I was doing drugs, called me out on it, because that's a real friend. Hey, Nicole, you're effing up your life.
Yeah. That's a real friend. Yeah.
That's a real friend.
Yeah. But did the mediocrity in you hate that at the time, or were you kind of like, you right?
So I always tell this story. So my friend James, shout out to James. So he caught me one time. I was doing drugs, and he caught me, and he went off on me.
Sounds like something I would do.
He went off. When I tell you he went off, he's never gone off. We've never gone off on each other, but he went off. And I just remember, I was very under the influence of various drugs, but
Hannah Montana.
Yeah, basically. And he was so mad. He was so mad at me. And I remember just feeling very small in that moment. Like very like, wow,
I've made someone feel like that too.
I really just, and don't get me wrong, I was like, that was one of the first situations where that, kind of turned the light bulb on that I had a problem.
Yeah.
And was someone who was like, you shouldn't be doing this. Why are you doing this? You're better than this. That's a real friend.
Yeah.
Not the person who's like, here you go. Oh, let's just go to another party or let's go to another house. Like,
yeah, that's real.
So he's still my friend to this day. And your real friends will tell you some stuff about yourself, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
That's a real friend.
Yeah.
But so, hey, I don't like that you're not doing this, or I don't, you could do this better. And it's not that they're trying to be rude about it. It's that they can see that you're capable of doing better. So that's why they want you to do better.
Yeah.
That's what a friend does. They build you up.
Yeah. I agree.
If it weren't for him, obviously there were other, situations that led me to sobriety and all of that. But who's to say? I could have been on the couch still doing dumb stuff for a longer period of time with some loser, mediocre people who wanted to waste their life away. It's all about choices too. We choose.
You were actually, I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, or you can correct me if I'm wrong, but you would be a good example of someone that was living mediocre to flipping it, no?
Yeah, I spent 9 months of my life doing drugs and barely showing up, barely doing my work during that time. And actually what's funny but not funny was I was still a top performer while doing drugs at a particular job.
But like when you had more mediocre relationships, more mediocre friendships.
I wasn't eating healthy. I wasn't taking care of myself. I would get off work and I would do drugs from the time I got off work until who knows when, until it was time to go to work.
And look at now you're very
But
conscious.
I made a choice.
You're very conscious of your partner, very conscious of the food, very conscious of your environment, very conscious of your thoughts, the people you're around. Like, it's not too late,
it's never too late.
I'm not trying to use you as an example, like you were like, on the streets and stuff like that. But I just feel like
been.
Yeah, but I never did all that, so that's why like my mediocrity would be just it's a smaller scale compared to that what you did,
I could have. There was a point where I didn't have a job and I wasn't paying my car note.
Yeah.
And the repo guy was calling me like, oh, well, I'm going to need your card. I was like, not going to happen. Catch me if you can. But all of these things, right? Uh-huh. And that's then it's like, okay, I want to make a conscious choice. I need to, what did I do? I got a job. I got sober. I caught up on my debt. Was it hard? Yes. Did I struggle? Yes. Yeah. But the whole point of wanting to excel in life is that you have to, you got to want it for yourself. Want more for yourself. I could have easily stayed where I was at and just, who knows where I would be. I know some of the people that I used to hang out with during that time, well, a lot of them aren't living, so they're not alive to tell their story. So
oh man, mediocre choices lead you down mediocre paths, which lead you down mediocre depths. That was harsh, but yeah.
But I mean, to some people though, they're very complacent and happy where we might see as
All the mediocre people are not gonna finish this episode. You're a real one if you listen to this the whole way through and you're like, you know what? Yeah, there might be, because look, like I said earlier, I'm not excluding myself. I'm not saying I live a fully non-mediocre lifestyle. I understand that some of my choices are pretty mediocre sometimes. You know, I don't make the best choices all the time, but I'm conscious that I'm making a mediocre choice. And that's the thing I try to tell people. It's like, even when you're eating food that's bad for you, right? You don't, just be aware that you're putting crap into your body. So when you get sick, when you end up with high blood pressure, diabetes, or whatever it is,
right.
Don't be alarmed of like, well, how did I don't know how I got you. You know how you got there.
How you got there.
You know how you got there. You know the decisions you make. And that's why I don't like when people act like dumb like that either. I'm very aware that I'm listening to music that is low frequency. I'm very aware when I'm watching things that I shouldn't be watching. I'm very aware when I'm around people I shouldn't be around. Now, if I want to stay there and be there, that's different. But at least I'm aware that I'm making a mediocre choice right now. And sometimes you do try to, sometimes we think we got a lot of times. So we try to manipulate the situation to it's not mediocre, but that don't always work out. It's going to, sometimes the way you thought it was going to go, it goes that way. Because you have those thoughts where like, it's not going to happen today. It will be cool. And then it happens. And it's because it was a mediocre choice, bro. You knew that.
And sometimes you think that, oh, like, here's something. For a long time when I was depressed, I would just sit on the couch, like after work, and I'd be on the couch and just watch The Office for hours.
Wow.
And do nothing else.
That show's pretty mediocre, no?
I like The Office. Hey, if you want to call it mediocre, then I like mediocre shows.
I like mediocre music. It's cool.
But, you know, in that time, I could have been going to the gym.
Yeah,
I could have been learning a skill. I could have been...
That's what I mean, good sister. That's what I mean.
It's like, now, don't get me wrong, because I do sometimes, there has to be a balance. We also need to find this balance.
Yeah, for sure.
Of like,
for
okay,
sure. Of righteousness and ratchetness. No, really.
Yeah. Sometimes after I clean the house, I'm like, well, I'm going to just watch some shows and put my feet up, because we're also allowed to rest. It's just the navigating through all these different things.
But it really is balanced. Because I hate when you get people that leeway of like, we all deserve rest. And then they use it every day to like, what? Because to keep it real, I think I deserve to rest every day.
Oh, of course.
You know what I mean? Like, I deserve not to
At the end of the day, Casey and I, my boyfriend, will, once after dinner, after that, we'll put a show on. That's our time to just
laugh and chill and
play a game on your phone. Just, that's our time where we talk, and it's just, that's it.
Yeah.
Except
on Thursdays when sorry, no lo siento.
Sorry, no lo siento.
All right, man. I think we've had a good plática about mediocrity.
Yeah.
Now you got me saying mediocrity the right way. We live in a mediocracy, though, right? Is that how you say it?
A mediocrity. In a mediocrity.
We live in
it's not a democracy. It's a mediocrity.
With a bunch of media.
Ooh.
Media makes people mediocre, huh? That's wild. Yo, what does media mean? Because media isn't mediocre, so...
That's a HV question.
Plática. That plática is going to come sooner than later.
Whenever, we need to write that one down.
Whenever we're ready.
Yeah.
I'm telling people, man, there's no guests in our site at all right now. Like, you guys will know. And it'll be special. I feel like when it does happen, it's going to be very special.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be so hyped. Because I'm putting that pressure. Like, no mediocre guests this season, Nicole. No more mediocre guests. And that's subjective, obviously. But what I mean by that is that they got to have the followers. It has to be beneficial now. No more just getting... I'm lying. Because you never know who you can come across that you might just want to have a conversation with. But for the most part, yes, I'm seeking a different way this time for guests. I'm not doing the ones that just have... No, a little bit of followings, and that sounds ugly to say that, but it's true. I'm not playing no mediocre game, yo. I'm not playing no mediocre game. No, like, it's going to be worth it, and it has to be worth it. If it's not worth it, then why have a guest? We've been doing this 19 episodes ourselves. We don't need a guest. By now, we don't need a guest. I'm already very certain that we can create Plática every episode without someone else here.
And continue to
Continue. Like, there's so much things we could talk. There's so much things to talk about. Like, I can't wait till we do La Plática de Drake. Whenever that makes sense and whenever that comes about, it's gonna come about. But like, I can't wait to do that. I can't wait to have Plática de, planets, Plática de, energy. I
want to have a Plática de Bad Bunny.
We could do that as well, because I'm definitely on board now.
Because if you, okay, thank you.
Yeah, I forgot where I was the other day, and I asked someone, like, you don't like Bad Bunny? They're like, nah. Oh, actually, Renee, when he was here with his girl, I was like, you don't like Bad Bunny? And he's like, nah. And I was like, been there. He goes, what do you mean? I'm like, he won me over. He goes, how? The women all like Bad Bunny. The same way they all like Drake, they like Bad Bunny. He's just the Latin Drake. Biggest artist right now. But yeah, man, I hope you guys enjoyed that Plática de Mediocrity. We're trying to pivot out of here. Time to get out of here. Let's get the vibes back up. I know you heard this.
Oh.
Sí, señor. O-P.
Sorry, no lo siento.
O-P.
Sorry, no lo siento.
Oh.
Yeah, shout out Aventura. GOAT, classic. O-P. Aventura so classic.
Mm-hmm.
Nuestro amor. Other than nothing. I don't even know the lyrics.
Oh.
I'm telling you, I'm a sucker for a woman with some vocals, man. I get so weak when they can just do Nuestro amor es una ilusión. I don't know if I'm saying it right.
Aye.
All right, mija. What we got next? Oh, bringing back video del día today.
Oh.
All right. Video del día. Let's hear it. Hold on. Let me play it real quick. All right. So I'm going to play this video, and we're going to give our thoughts, and then we're going to react to it.
Okay.
So your favorite Spanglish word? Oh, wow. That's why I hate being on my phone. I'm telling you. I scrolled down and it was the next video.
It just was not friendly.
I know. So your favorite Spanglish word? She said it was. You know what I hate about playing videos from Instagram? That you have to unmute it when they pop up. They don't just start playing, so it just throws you off because you can't even hear how it starts. So that's why I did all that. But basically, she said your favorite Spanglish word, and hers is guachándolo, which means like
watching.
I'm watching you move. You know, estoy guachando. So, what would be your favorite Spanglish word? I'm trying to think too, because I had it and I lost it. I have
because here's something interesting is like when I talk to my mom, for example, or when I talk to my brother or certain family members, I'll speak in English and in Spanish. So I'll be like, hey mom, hoy en el trabajo, that one lady I told you about, like it's like half English, half Spanish, like in the conversation, then it'll be like a bunch of Spanish.
But you never combine like an English word with Spanish? Remember like that one time I said when I was trying to say seniors, and what did I say? I said señores y seniors and seniorettes or something like that.
So chequear? I don't know if
Chequear, that's a good one.
That's the word. That's the one.
Chequear, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one for sure. Chequeando.
Chequear.
And
Estoy
bica.
chequeando.
Bica. Like a bike.
Oh.
You never heard that?
Mm-mm.
Like, onta la bica, like,
No.
because bike, but bica, but it's bicicleta.
Oh, no.
That's how you're supposed to say it. But I you know, a lot of people, a lot of no sabos, they say bica.
I didn't know. I just learned that.
But,
Yeah, chequear.
But chequear, definitely.
Yeah, that's the only word that that's my...
Yeah, voy a chequear. Estoy.
Chequeando.
You know what I say at work? I'm gonna bleep it, but mark this down at this time.
Wait, let me see.
146. 147. 145.
Okay.
I made it up at work one time with my work mom. Shout out to my work mom, Elsa. I love you, Elsa. She goes, oh, mijo, ¿qué hiciste esta semana? And I said, oh, estaba
Okay.
But to me, it's just, effing around. It's just like, I was just messing around this weekend. But I can see how it means, like, you're also, you're having sex too, that's, So she was like, oh, okay.
All right.
That's a good one, though.
That's
I know a lot of bad words, like Spanglish type. Like, bleep this one too. Like, asshole.
my God. You're off the hook. Oh my goodness.
I never forget when I heard someone was like, yo, dale un and right away it clicks. I know what the root word of it is. And then I'm like, yo, that's hilarious. I love when you can just like piece it together with that extra emphasis on the word,
Oh my goodness.
But shout out to the Spanglish speakers, man. Sorry, no lo siento. Oh no! I had to say it loud because the video came back up. I didn't know the last time. I hate using my phone during this. I really do. Okay. This one should be a little bit easier. Moving on to the next segment. Before we get into our famous palabra del día.
Ooh.
We're going to give you guys the meme del día this month because I guess, I didn't even know this, and it's bad that I didn't know this, but I guess it's Hispanic Heritage Month.
Really?
You know how they always be throwing up whatever months. I don't know if it's real or not, but I was like, hey, we're recording today. Let's roll with it.
Okay.
So the post says Happy Hispanic Heritage Month, and then it says look familiar, and it's a bunch of pictures. So the first picture is of have you ever seen that? Are you looking at it?
Hold on, let me look.
It's have you ever seen those people that have that the little hole after the shot that they get in the other country?
Oh,
You never seen that?
Hold on.
I think everyone.
I know what you're talking about. Like if you've had chicken pox or something.
Is it from chicken pox? I thought if you got like a vaccinated from another country, it usually that informs like that. Was it for chicken pox?
I thought it was. I could be misinformed, but
I know a lot of tios and tias that have this.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's definitely true. And I'm gonna try to put these on the. If I hopefully I don't forget, but I'm gonna try to put these on at least the YouTube video as well, so you guys can see what we're talking about.
Yeah, so people can see.
The next one, the gold bracelet. You see it? That's all the ones you get for your baptism from your padrino.
Hey. Every kid had one of those.
Every kid, especially
in
us.
like the baby picture.
Yes, the all white. Definitely, that's definitely a big in our culture.
The little, and then people would get the name engraved on the bracelet.
I used to always hate when it would flip the other way, and it'd be like kind of sticking out. You have to always flip it back. It's annoying. All right, next slide is huevo con weenie y frijoles.
I did eat huevos con
weenie.
Yeah.
I was never the huevos con weenie fan, but I was the huevo con jamon fan. I used to love huevo con jamon. I used to always prefer that over weenie. I never was a big hot dog person, but
I wasn't either, but I had to eat it.
no.
I didn't have a choice.
And then we always had, that's usually what our breakfast would be. Huevo con like egg. I mean, egg with either ham or whatever you want. And then either chorizo, weenie, or jamon. And then with papitas on the side. Always french fries on the side.
Oh.
That was our breakfast, like, all the time. Like, our grandma got used to that, and that's all we would ask for all the time.
We would have gallo pinto, which is it's rice and beans mixed together. That's what they call it in Nicaragua.
Gallo pinto?
Mm-hmm.
There's no gallo in it.
They just call it gallo pinto. Okay, we got names for stuff. Don't ask me.
All right, next slide. Ooh, that's definitely been in my tia's house somewhere. That artwork, huh?
El ángel.
Yeah, this comes out during Christmas for sure.
Right.
When they put the nacimiento up.
Uh-huh.
Does your mom put the nacimiento up or no?
Yeah.
She does? Definitely we did too. Well, actually, I don't know if we still do it or not. I
don't know if my mom still does it, but we used to.
No, for sure. And the chimney too.
Right there, you had all the.
Mm-hmm. Yo, you remember back in the day? When we'll discuss this more whenever we have a Christmas episode. But you remember back in the day, like when people used to put the trains under the trees, and it used to be like a whole little like world by the tree. And now it's like no one puts anything till like the week of people start putting presents down there. Like, is there mediocre Christmases as well? Holidays is mediocre.
Right.
I didn't see nobody like barbecuing for Labor Day weekend. I didn't see no festivities. The lake was pretty empty.
Hot.
That's what it was, though.
It was too hot in Sacramento.
In Cali.
I was like, nobody's gonna be barbecuing when it's like 115.
But yeah, you have pools and stuff like.
Oh yeah. Put on sunscreen.
Oh, next slide, Nicole.
Oh.
You talked about this last time too. See, we never had junk like this. Ours was just all paper, all bolsas. Ours was just bolsas.
Bolsas and like one like large Tupperware. That's like the Tupperware, the large one, the random one that goes in there.
This looks like bathroom supplies mixed with kitchen supplies.
Yeah.
Mixed with bedroom supplies. I'm not.
Just random.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't agree with this one. But the concept I do agree with.
Yeah.
All right, next one is the famous chair. You had one on SNLS, huh? You were using one at one point? Weren't you using one for Siento Siento at one point? One of these chairs?
No.
So
maybe at my parents' house. At my parents'
when you're watching
house.
your grandpa.
Yeah.
I remember seeing you have this chair. Oh man, that's a good one. All right. Oh, the next one. That's all the moms and the grandmas.
That's all the abuelitas.
Yes, all of them. That's the mantel. I mean, I say the abril they would wear. Abril, right? It's apron?
Apron is...
It's abril. Not April, though, but it's something like that.
Delantal is apron.
I'm way off.
Yeah, I was like abril. I thought you were saying April.
Chill. Oh, next slide is definitely Mexican Heritage Month. That there, a Mexican Coke with tacos
is the only way. Is the only Coke you should be drinking.
Only Coke you should be drinking.
Glass bottle.
Gas.
My abuelita Lucia in Nicaragua, she would get the mini Coca-Cola. She would get a case delivered to her house. Like the guy in the Coca-Cola truck would come and bring a little case of the Coca-Colitas, and she would just drink it outside of her house.
Coke really everywhere, dog. What? They're just put up in Nicaragua delivering like they everywhere.
She would get the little case, yeah.
Damn. Mm-hmm. Next one, I don't know about that one. What are
that I've seen it, but I never.
I don't relate to it. Last one. Ooh, oh my gosh! You know what this reminds me of? Cat Williams. Like, who is she marrying? Is she marrying Bleach? Like, Mexicans, I'm tired of going to the laundromat and seeing your daughter in a wedding dress in soccer shoes. Like, where is she going? Is she marrying Bleach?
Yo, I have so many pictures with those socks.
Are those the baptism socks or the communion socks?
No, those were like going to the party at la fiesta socks.
Yeah, when your mom would dress you todo con los moñitos and everything, huh? Oh man, my sister definitely had this.
I'm gonna go see my parents this weekend. I'm gonna get a picture so we can share it, so you can see how my
Send
parents.
It so I can use it for the real.
Yeah. So you could see these dresses and socks.
Oh man, that was good. Shout out to Hispanics, man. I know not everyone likes to be called Hispanics, but I'm not trying to be PC here. Like Hispanic, Latino, Latinx, whatever you identify as, just us.
Us, our people.
I don't like saying Latino. What would you call us, Nicole? Like, what would you reference all of us? The Cubans, Nicaraguenses, Mexicans, Salvadorians, like all of us. I don't want to say Latinos. I don't want to say Hispanic. Is there a proper word? Like, no offense, but like when you say white, it means like everyone, right? European, Irish, Scottish. And when you say blacks, it's like everyone from Africa, the Caribbeans, like, you know, it's different. But when you say Hispanics, it's like that's offensive.
It's weird because I was watching a video on Instagram and they were talking about the population in the United States and the Hispanic population. And so I went online to look at US population based on ethnicity. And what I noticed is that they now separate, it'll say, now it says black and then in parentheses, non-Hispanic. Then it says white, non-Hispanic. So I always feel very confused, like where we fall in, because, you know, when you put your ethnicity, it's like Hispanic or Latino, check. And then it's like race. And then it's like white, black. And I'm like, but.
Our race would be white, huh? So according to them, I think it would be.
I always answer, prefer not to disclose.
But do you feel like when you answer it that way that to me, I feel like they're not gonna choose you when you play it like that, like trying to be mysterious. I feel like they're already not gonna pick you.
Well, for any job, if they see my last name, they're already gonna assume.
Nowadays, you can't though. Your name can be your name, and it's a whole guy that shows up.
I mean, that's the world that we live. That's why I just keep it mysterious, even if you're honest.
You can be Rachel Dolezal. Dolezal, her name is. Wake up transracial one day.
I mean, that's the word. That's the
mediocre
world
lifestyle. Just call it what it is.
Eek.
Mediocre truths. Mediocre sympathy. I love that. That's my new favorite word, mediocre. I'm using that all the time now. Every time someone does something I don't like, man, you're acting really mediocre today, bro. That was very mediocre of you. Hey, that work right there, bro. Mediocre. Hey, bro, that pod, mediocre. Mediocre. I love it, Nicole. But shout out to all my brown people. I'll just play it safe.
Yeah,
shout out to all the brown people. They all got colors. Why can't we have a color? Because I hate when they be like, brown's not a color. Well, no, I get it, duh. Like, I know, I'm not saying it like that either, but if they're the whites and they're the blacks, then why can't we be the browns? Why can't the Asians be the yellows, you know? But I know that's offensive to them, but it's like...
That's offensive, and I just say...
mediocre.
I just say, why can't we just be people?
Nah, that's too easy. That's too easy. That's too peaceful for us to exist like that.
Yeah.
We need boxes and you know, we need imaginary boxes in our head. We need to belong to imaginary groups in our head.
That's why I do not disclose.
No, I keep it real. I'm Mexicano. Actually, no, I lie. Every time people ask me where I'm from, I say America, and they get mad because they want to hear like where my parents are from.
Well, because your ethnicity is one thing, but your nationality is another.
I'm American, dog. We're from the best country ever.
For now.
That's debatable too, but nah. Everyone's trying to come here, man. Freedom is an illusion, but I think here is probably the only place you kind of have more freedom than anywhere else. Or not.
That we know. Yeah, I mean, I haven't lived anywhere else, so.
That is true. Touche. Touche, good sister.
Indeed.
Well, is it that time of the pod, good sister?
It is everyone's favorite time. Morgan was actually singing this, Fowla.
Shout out to Fowla as well, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate you so much. But it's time for... Es una palabra del día. Es una palabra del día. Palabra del día. Palabra del día.
Palabra del día.
Palabra del día. Palabra del día.
You sound like my grandma, my abuelita Lucia's parrot, Panchita.
No, don't do that to me. Don't do that. All right, let me be serious. Es una palabra del día. Una palabra del día. There you go.
There we go. Thank you.
So today we're gonna do things a little different. I was supposed to do this last week, but I just was not prepared for the episode as much as I should have been.
Oh, it's okay.
So what we're gonna do today, Nicole, is that I'm gonna just say a word in Spanish, and I'm gonna give you 3 options, and you have to guess which word it is in English. So I'm gonna say the word in Spanish, then I'm gonna say the 3 words they translate in English, and then you choose from the 3 which is the right word. Okay.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be mad if you know this, if you know the word right away.
Okay.
I'm gonna need you to struggle a little bit.
All right.
I might not say this right, but I'm gonna try. Okay.
All right.
It's not super complicated, but I was trying to say it earlier and I kept tongue twisting myself. Okay, so the word palabra del día today is impermeable. Impermeable.
Mm-hmm.
Does it mean waterproof, soundproof, or replaceable?
I'm going to say waterproof.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Hey, you got it right. Hey! You
Which
knew what it
is
meant, huh?
Impermeable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it no, but there's different definitions to it. Because in English, it's more like
Permeating.
like liquid doesn't go through it.
Right. That's what I immediately thought. I was like sound, liquid.
Yeah. No, to me when I read the word, it sounds like replaceable. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna see if I throw it off.
Oh yeah, that kind of threw me off a little bit. I was like,
throw it off of replaceable. And basically, it just means waterproof, repellent. Keep things pretty dry for the most part. Like when you put flooring too, they would do that process. How do you say it? Impermeable. I can't. Tongue twister.
Impermeable. Yeah.
Impermeable. But basically, yeah, that's when you put the things on the bottom of the flooring, so it doesn't when it gets wet.
Prevents. Yeah.
And shout out to my brother. Because I reached out, I'm like, yo, I need palabra del día. What's a good word? And he gave it to me. So I was like, bet, say less. Let me figure this out.
Hey, that was a good word, though.
That was good, huh?
Yeah.
So, yeah, mija, you got it right. Wow. So much for me. So much for me thinking it was going to be a struggle. I'm petty. I only like when I win.
It's okay. There will be a time where you can...
I also think it was funny how you tried to trip me up with Bisabuela, and I was like, I knew that.
Yeah, you did.
I knew that one too. I was like, this ain't hard.
Came out swinging.
You stumped me with the great one because I knew it, but I wasn't sure. And the Bisabuela was easy, but the Tatarabuela, I was like, is it right the way? And you were like, yo, yeah, that was fire, so real, huh? Yeah. I like the real.
That was fun.
I was like genuinely so happy I got it right. Like, let's go.
For reals.
But yes, that's our palabra del día.
Yeah.
Es una palabra del día. But good sister, really enjoyed our Plática today.
Yeah, it was good.
We had a hiccup in the beginning, video wise. I'm sorry. Actually, before we get out of here though, I'm gonna redo this.
Oh yes,
I'm gonna
redo it.
I have to redo this
because I didn't get it on
camera.
Try another one.
So
Vegancita,
Melissa, Vegancita. I just want to say that you have an amazing gift. You have an amazing superpower because not everyone can bake like this. And the way you're able to manipulate it and make them vegan, like that's just different. And I don't think no one's doing this. And it's so original. And that's why I love it. Like conchas, y'all. Conchas. Vegan conchas. And not just ordinary conchas. They're stuffed conchas. She started doing this new thing, Concha of the Month. S'mores conchas inside. This is marshmallow filling. This one I bit into. This is a apple pie concha. So inside it's just all the apple pie filling stuff. And this one is a cookie stuffed concha with cookie dough in it.
Ooh.
They're just amazing. And I just want to shine light to her because I just admire her a lot, and I just really appreciate the pastries. I'm a big pastry person, and she's always looking out for me. She's always hooking me up, and I just appreciate her a lot. And thank you again for doing OB podcast at one point in time. And when we're ready to have you on here, we would love to have you on. Sorry, no lo siento. Have a seat here on the couch and just really talk about conchas, and just we did it on OB. But I feel like here it would just make a lot more sense because this is the lane for conchas. Like, we promote getting your café ready and getting your conchas ready here before you even listen to the episode, La Plática. So if one day, if ever in the future, we're able to have you sponsor this show and we can have conchas here every episode, that would be an amazing. That'd be amazing. But I mean, that can happen eventually one day.
Yeah.
But this is no promotion, man. She doesn't know I'm doing this. I just had to show love because she
not sponsored
at all. But please support. She ships everywhere now, so you can go on myvegancita.com and put your order in. I don't know how they arrive to you. Like, I don't know if they'll still be as soft and all that. So I'm not gonna try to fool you guys, but they're to die for, man. Like, they're different. They're different. And if you're in the IE, hit her up if you want a vegan cake, vegan pastries, vegan pies. The holidays are coming up. She makes amazing pumpkin pies, moon pies, the half chocolate, half pumpkin pies. She's just goat. She's goat, and she has a touch. She has that baker's touch, and I just can't wait for you to get your store here in Riverside as well, Melissa. So I did this earlier, and to dry my mouth, I'm gonna do it again just because. Yeah, why not?
There you go. Delicious. Delicioso.
Remember that dude? Delicioso.
I'm going to order some because you have always spoken so highly of her conchas, and I have never had a vegan concha, so...
No lie. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. They're better than any concha I've ever had. Non-vegans have them and they say the same thing. I'm not just saying this because I'm being biased, but if you had a concha, you understand how sometimes it's very, how do you say, like, shallow. Like, it's not too filling. It's not too bready, right? It's very like
airy.
There you go, airy. These ones are the whole way through. Solid. It's like, if you love bread, you're gonna love these conchas. So shout out to Vegancita. Shout out to you, Melissa. I'll see you on Sunday for sure. Shout out to Missing Mora. She did let's see. She made this for me. And if you guys are hearing this episode, Sunday actually we went to the Vegan Depot. So we're definitely gonna have Vegancita. We had Vegancita conchas there. I'm speaking in future tense, but yeah, we're going to pull up and go eat some food, chill, smoke. And shout out to her just because that's conspiracy support, That's someone that lives here and 45 minutes away from me that really messed with the show, and we've linked up before and chopped it up and smoked and went to go eat, and we're gonna link up again this weekend because she's trying to hit the Vegan Depot, and we in there for that Vegancita. So
yeah. Cool people, great people.
Yeah, for real. Shout out to everyone that I've created relationships with because of online presence.
Yeah,
like, even like us, Nicole. Like, I was thinking about that today. Like, I was thinking about it when the first time we meet up in person, right? I feel like it's gonna be weird because I feel like we know each other already.
I know.
And it's gonna be like, okay, so do we say hi? Do we act like we've kicked it before, or do we act like we have to get, like, how do we approach it?
I know, it's like, hey.
Because it's not even like I know you on some, like, oh, what's good, Nicole? Like, you know me personally now. Like, you know things about my life, about my family. Yeah. Like, I know about you. So it's like, there's certain things where it's like, it's hard to act like we're just meeting for the first time, but we really are,
In real life.
In real life.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting when that happens.
Yeah.
I just know, like, whenever we do link up and start doing these pods, oh man, people are gonna hate even more. Right now, it's mediocre because we're doing this virtually, but that's cool, you know. It's cool. It's cool because no one's doing it virtually like us, anyways. I forgot who you said the other day when you're like, yo, you sent me somebody's thing, and I got scared because I'm like, yo, they copied my video format, and I go on there and it's like, oh nah, they weren't. But I know you're referring to a guest. Oh, sorry.
211.
210, yeah.
When you got dishes clanking in the background, not a fun experience.
Sorry, no lo siento.
Thanks, Mom.
She comes in at the perfect time.
All right.
Perfect drop. Thank you, Mama Nicole. Very much appreciated. All right, good sister. I think I'm ready to get out of here.
Yes.
Family ditched me. They went to go eat already.
Oh, dang.
Well, they didn't ditch me. They called me, but it was like 3, and I was like, I can't. I'm recording like in 30, so it's all good. And luckily, they were gonna go eat somewhere that I went earlier, so I was like, cool.
Oh.
Earlier when I ordered my food, they're like, they were gonna go there, so I was like, oh, I'm cool then. I already ate.
Oh, then you're gonna meet up with them, or?
Nah, I mean they're next door.
Oh.
It's just that I remember I told you my cousins are in town because we've been pushing back La Plática the changes for a minute already because we were supposed to have that a while ago. But I think maybe next week. No, actually, either next week morals or changes because my cousins being in town is just like a end of a chapter, you know?
Yeah.
Like that. I grew up with them. I never thought I'd see my uncles sell that house and leave. And tomorrow's the day they finally leave, and it's just wild. So they're in town right now, just saying their goodbyes to their childhood home. They want to go pick up my grandma too. I think my grandma's next door right now too.
Oh, nice.
So they were just trying to go out together as a family, which I was trying to do too, but I was like, this sacrifices me, priorities. And right now, potting is sadly I gotta record. Sorry.
Thursdays are locked in.
Yes. All right. Well, let's get out of here. Any last words, good sister? Any last words?
I hope you have a great rest of your week. Thank you for listening. Make sure to follow us on social media. Like, share, comment, subscribe, interact. We go on there. Check out the comments. 5-star review. Thank you to all of you who have shared our content and support us. We appreciate you so much. Muchas gracias.
What she said, man. Subscribe, follow, share. Sorry, no lo siento. YouTube, Overly Blunt TV. Make sure to tap in Tuesdays for full audio, Wednesday for full videos. If you want to listen to the full experience of the episode again, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud. It's now on Google Podcasts as well too. If you guys, that's your preferred platform, you can go listen on there. And visuals every Wednesday. And I'm gonna try to have different type of visuals soon for you guys. That's not Sorry No Lo Siento for the OB page, but as of right now, just subscribe, man. Get my followers up, get my subscribers up. Please help us so we can
grow
provide
and expand. Yeah,
less and less mediocre content to you guys. And on that note, I will see you guys next week. Que Dios me los bendiga. Adios.
Hasta la próxima. Bye.